What's up, Treaders? Redcat Ascent Apex 18. This Redcat Apex came out a couple of weeks ago, and the day that it must have been Redcat that gave the okay for the creators to release their videos. Bunch of creators all on the same day released their videos, and the first video I saw was like 6 hours old. I watched it start to end, and as soon as the video was over, I got online and I ordered one. They're just it's a cool looking truck. This one is a comp ready truck. I don't know. I haven't comped very often. The last time I did was, man, what, 10 years ago? Probably 10 years ago. So I don't really know the rules, but if I had to guess, this would be a class 2. Maybe. Aside from it has a Lexan body. But look at this thing. It is crazy. It is crazy wide. I don't have... Yes, I do. Almost 5 7/8 wide. Wheelbase, axle to axle, just under 6 inches. The width is the thing that impressed me the most. It is so wide. It almost looks like a little square. Almost. I'd never had a Redcat before. As far as crawlers go, I've always been with Axial, the SCX series. Started out with, this was actually my first crawler right here. This SCX 10. Not a 2, not a 3, not a base camp, just SCX 10. I think it was probably 2012, 2013 when I got this. I got this when the Wraith and the EXO Terra buggy were still a thing, way back in the day. Which is, I mean, way back in the day. That's ridiculous. 10 years ago is way back in the day. 12 years ago. But anyway, and it's still going. I'm currently thinking about putting different axles under it or putting a new chassis under it. But this is my first Redcat, my first non-axial crawler, and first non-scale crawler. This one still looks pretty freaking cool. Now, to take the body off, it's got this little hook right here. You just pull it out, spring-loaded, flip the body up, move it forward, body comes off. When you get the truck, the bed is included in the box, but it is not attached. So you have to put all that stuff on to attach the bed. Other than that, it's just the cab, so it looks like a real like comp truck. And it's got this the mounting system when it's just the cab. It's got this crazy long body pin that goes in there to hold it on and everything. Looked cool. Personally, I like the look of the truck bed, so that's staying on there. And to scale it out a little bit, I was thinking about this today. At the very least, if I don't add a full cage, exo cage around the front, at the very least, I am going to add a roll bar back here. Some type of a roll bar system. I'm just going to use like polystyrene. I think I just saw something on 24 Yep the other day. He was talking about polystyrene, and the stuff he uses for tubing is the 1/8 inch tubing, I think. So I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby and pick some of that stuff up and see if I can't make that work. And then I'm also going to look into making a front bumper for it with some type of probably a short stinger or something on the front, just to, make the truck my own. I've already made the truck my own a little bit. Will it zoom on that? Maybe not. Put my hand in back, so maybe it'll zoom in. I won't know until I edit the video. Anyway, carbon fiber frame rails on this thing. Oil-filled shocks. Big bore shocks. Really heavy-duty nylon construction. There's no metal except for brass front pumpkin cover and brass outer covers on the front portals. Yes, this is a portal truck, front and rear. I've never been a portal person. I prefer scale, and scale means straight axle, right? I I definitely saw the draw of having portals, and now that I've driven this thing, I don't want to drive anything else. This thing will crawl everywhere. It's Spider-Man. It's insane. Um, I very much like it. It moves really smoothly, and it doesn't feel like it's worm gear either. I have the specs right here in front of me, because typically if you have worm gears for these little trucks, doesn't say, if you have worm gears for these little trucks, you wouldn't be able to do this. So I'm guessing they're not worm gears, like a ring and pinion or something like that in there, locked, whatever. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put a link down in the description of this video for Redcat, so you guys can do your own research, because I'm not into all that techno babble crap. Metal Gear Servo. It's got a Hobby Wing Outrunner brushless motor. It's got a Hobby Wing ESC and one of Redcat's receivers in there. Really small system, and this Hobby Wing system, I don't think they cost that much either to just buy the system itself. So not only Furatech, but Endura might even have a competitor in the tiny truck market now. So it's got I think it's a 5-degree rake on the skid down here. It's got nice little boat tail plastic skids. And when I say plastic, what I mean is nylon. It's a stronger plastic. Nylon axles, nylon links. It is 4-linked in the front. The thing just, oh God, it drives so good. Here's a little bit of, I'll insert some running footage. A friend of mine and I went to a tavern up on Mount Hood, that in their outside seating area, they've built a mini crawler course around the outside. It's really large. It's made for 1/24, 1/18 scale. So it's, now we did the biggest, baddest, gnarliest biker thing we could ever do. We got on the bikes, loaded our tiny trucks on there, and we rode to a tavern, and we drank beer and ate burgers and freaking played nerd with little trucks. It was so fun. So we'll definitely be up there again. But this thing handles so good. It's just insane how well this thing drives. The width definitely helps it on the sides going up to help keep it from tipping over. Now, having said that, the width can also be a hindrance if you're going to be comping this truck. It would need some offset wheels to bring that width in a little bit, I'm guessing, because you're going to have to be really mindful of how wide the gates that you're driving through are. I think I read someplace that the average gate width is like 7 inches or something like that. That does not give you very much room to wiggle with this thing, because it is so wide. But I personally, I'm not a comp driver, so I love it the way the width is. These are not the stock wheels and tires that came on this. Those right here, plastic rim. They are beadlock, not fancy beadlock, but they are held together, sandwiched with the ring in the middle. And these are Redcat's. I don't know what they call them. They're pretty squishy. I have obviously I have driven these, and they work great. These things grip everything. I wanted metal rims, and I wanted to go. These have a little bit more. These are pretty square, right? So these have a little bit more height to squish and dig some. So what I put on there is the Endura Swamp Claws. These are the 70 millimeters, so they're quite large. 1.3 inch rims on these. And these are Endura metal beadlocks, no brass. I do have brass to put on this, which is right there. And I don't know that I'm going to do this on every corner, because each one of these wheels is something crazy like 87 grams. Maybe just the the inner and the ring on the front, and maybe just the ring on the rear. And this thing, with the brass that it comes with it already anyway, this thing is not light. It's heavier than my upgraded SCX-10. Minus the wheels and tires, everything I've talked about on this comes in the box with this truck. Ready to run. Comes with a battery. Tiny, tiny little 3S. Comes with a tiny, tiny little 200 milliamp battery. It's so cute. It comes with its radio. It's a Redcat branded radio. As far as RTR radios go, I'm actually really impressed with this. It's full size for one. It's not like my micro T Losi radio, which is tiny, which is, the Spectrum still okay. Works for the micro T's all right. And my Traxxas, it's full size, but it's still, I'm going to make some enemies with this. I've never liked TQI radios. I think they're junk. As far as RTR controllers go, this thing has some heft and it has a lot of adjustability. Not to mention, it is a 4-channel radio. So I could add lights to this thing. Can you put dig in an 18th scale? I don't know. Is that a thing? The one thing I don't really like about this radio is, while it is going to be easier to one-hand drive so I can film with my phone at the same time, it's going to be easier to use one-handed than this stupid thing, which the wheel's just so far away from where your hand goes. If you look at the top of the controller, the wheel is angled ergonomically forward, away from your thumb. I still have okay thumb control. Okay, I don't want to add a thumb drive on it. I'm not going to do that to any of my radios, because mostly if I'm not filming, I'm driving two-handed. I don't get why somebody would add a thumb drive if they're not filming. Maybe it's to keep your other hand free to catch when you screw up, and I tend to screw up a lot. Dog poop. Yep, it's got full crawl. See what I can do. This truck is more capable than I am. How do I get out of this? I'm gonna drop down into that hole and get super stuck. Oh, I'll be darned. This thing has very good FOC, which means you leave the throttle in one spot, and no matter what it comes up to, it just keeps going that exact same speed. See, look at that. That's all I got today. Next time.